Hi there, everyone, and welcome to TIS. And as of now, well, we got issues with the setting. Hi there, Chen. How are you?
Good, good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Just as I'll see if I can actually make sense of all those boxes. So today we
Yeah.
got a special show, right?
Yeah. So today we're talking about Equinox, which is the new expansion that CCP is putting out in June 11th, I believe, of this year.
Yes, exactly. So a lot of stuff going on into that expansion.
Yeah.
So let's see if we can get right into it. So, yes, Equinox.
Yes.
Um, so we got those things here that we
hmm
saw in different places that are like anchored on planet for nullsec people. What's happening with that?
Right. So right now with overall general overview of this update, this is a very much a nullsec focused update, unlike the previous, I believe three or four updates that has been putting out. That's very much like either high sec, low sec, um uh or or like faction warfare related. For
Mhm.
this one, for sure, is nullsec, and then for one of the key things that's been talking for over the years is to change the sovereign system. Um, so from here, the first one is really to be able to add new resources to nullsec. So right now, the current resources in nullsec is pretty much just PI, Moon, Ice, and just asteroid ore.
Yeah,
Um,
and
for
now
for
we seem to have like three new resources that will
yeah.
be able to be harnessed from those planetary structure.
Yep. So they're adding new kinds of structure as well. So those one I believe will be touching later on. So for the three ones that you have mentioned, is first one is the power one, which is harvest energy directly from the sun and volatile atmosphere of plasma and storm planets. So this is a thing that I guess is being foreshadowing for the past I don't know, ever since like the Triglavian came in. I think if we count that, where uh we have the harvesters from the few blue moons from the Triglavians, but this is the one where we're actually putting in use for capsuleers. And this is something that we'll see what this is from the later on the dev block we have seen. This is pretty much a power source for um, the new Ihub, I believe, because we generate a supply of a resource. There has to be a demand of that for somewhere. Otherwise, there's no reason for it to be added, and there's nobody's gonna harvest for it.
Yeah, but
So
like you're
we
speaking of the new high hub, like you can
mhm,
actually get like
yeah,
that's what it's gonna be looking like. Yeah,
yeah.
right in my face. Here we go.
So this will be a combination of the current iHub and TCU. So TCU stands for Territorial Claim Unit. Um, to be honest,
Oh,
I think this is a
by
good
the way,
move.
Chen, if I may interrupt, Chad has a
Yes.
really good point here, because we don't have those super alerts that tell us when we got raid, and we actually got raid by 4,000 people from CCP.
Ooh,
So thank you,
nice.
CCP, for that. It's really appreciated.
hmm that's very nice.
So you were
Yeah.
saying, so those will be what's gonna be replacing the
Uh-huh.
iHub and
And the
TCUs
TCU.
both.
Yes. I think this is a really good move because they have very much of one single purpose together. Like the iHub is a key thing that we've been talking about like throughout like the last big war, even now in like Catch or in the North, where like to actually control a space or a system, it's really about the iHub. But there's also the TCU, which is what you see on Dotland, on different kinds of map like TCU. So there's a really a difference in terms of who really controls the system either on paper or actually. So I think this is a step where just to combine the two and then to make it more efficient. To be honest, and they're also changing the iHub upgrades. So this is something that I believe not a lot of people really dig into because this is really managed just by the few people that A lot of big alliances. That's basically comes down to the rigs of the Ihub. So if you think about a system like a ship, you can also add rigs to it that can change the characteristics of the system, right? You can have more wormholes. You can have um, more combat size, more anomalies, or more resource size, or like mining size. So it's really different value of the different combination of those. So it's a very similar thing that they're doing right now. They're talking about customizing spaces, which is I would say very similar to the one they have done before. It's not like this is not something completely new. They may be do it to a more extent where instead of not only adding anomalies but maybe reducing some other sort of anomalies, right? So for example, if we take a example of a capped umbrella, in the core of the umbrella you may have systems with much harder combat sites that's meant for supers or even dreads. Like they mentioned, there will be things like NPC Titans, NPC Dreads, and Faction NPC Dreads, right? Those things are very much not meant for subcapitals, and they can easily, especially Marauders, it can be easily destroyed in when one of them gets spawned. So it's very interesting to see if we can have different kinds of like that's not present right now. It's the kind of upgrade that we will have. It says here discovery of previously undetectable ore, and that's something very interesting. It can mean a variety of things, right? The three kind of ores that we have not seen other than Triglavian space, right? So those three are the most valuable ones in the game.
You think that they're like those will be the one that is going to be added with this like with this thing, or like maybe like something that they should not usually get like in low sec or in high sec, so that we would like go back to the way that things were, where like null secers will always stay in null sec and be like let's say efficient where their own materials.
Well, it may not be to that extent, I would say, but there will be more variety, or there may be, it says previously undetectable, maybe just can be completely just new ores that they made up. So new ore doesn't mean new minerals. It may just mean an ore that combines different kinds of minerals. The combination we may not have seen before. Maybe like titanium with megaxite, right? Those kind of like weird combinations. It's possible, but it's not something that we can predict right now.
Okay, and if we go back like to those new resources that will be available in Equinox, like this skyhook, that is the name of the structure that's going to be like anchorable on different planets. There's a lot of information that we got from it. Like you'll be able to get, like as we were saying earlier, the three resources depending on which kind of planet you gather the resources from. But there's also this section here on the power that you can get it from the suns. So something tells me that with all those let's say new resources, if you put it into the new TCU that I don't remember the name, it's the Sovereignty Hub. Okay. You'll be able to shape your systems in ways that you wouldn't never have thought before. Maybe like systems that are right now of no value might get like some unique perk that we would have not guessed earlier.
Yeah, that's a very fair point to make. It's to what extent will there be so unique, right? A system is unique by itself, mainly by the combination of planets. So if you go back to the previous one, where this is a very interesting thing that I want to point out.
This one?
Where no, it's the one before. It's the first one.
This one here.
Yeah. So you see the power one, where it says it's only plasma and storm planets,
and then suns.
And suns, yeah. And then the reagents are only ice and lava planets. And I believe later on there's also some resources from other kinds of planets. So really, I think this is a interesting way of approaching this kind of resources that we have not really seen before. The only thing that differ from planet to planet is like for the version that we have right now, it's really the moon, the PI that we have, the kinds of PI that you can extract from each planet, but not really anything else. So the adding that really makes to what is a unique system, because like a system may have more plasma and storm planets, may have more of the power resources, but not of any of the others. So I'm really interested in to see how exactly this will play out, and to see if this will lead to a reallocation of people, where people are going to be wanting more of one planets than the other. So maybe they have to go out to conquer those systems and stuff like that.
Yeah, indeed. And that's not only that, like there's gonna be some new structure that will be available for people in low sec and even wormholes. And those are those thing here. So that's a really good close up. But if we it would be to zoom out. That's something that you would place on moons, so that it auto extract what you got into the the moons themselves. So a new passive income stream, which actually brings us back a few years, in the past, where that was something that was doable with the passes. So what do you think about those one actually?
I think this really plays into the I mean, it's been a momentum they're building up, which is to give more money to corps and alliances, to organizations. Moon or tax is the current way of doing it. It is a way of claiming a system and actually profiting from it from an alliance perspective, in just
Yeah.
like from money wise. So right now, if you are, but the problem with that is, if let's say if you're using oracles and after like heavy mining ships on there, you have to be able to keep them safe,
Mm-hmm.
which means that not every system that you conquer has a value. Which means that you only want to conquer systems that are within a certain vicinity of your other system, so that you can defend them effectively using jump bridges, titan bridges, or whatever. So this is a really way to it's almost like renting, but NPC renting it,
Yeah.
if you think about it that way.
Chat is bringing actually a good question here concerning the value of the moon, and will actually those passive income be worth the fuel that they will be requiring. As we know, those will be also available in low sec and wormholes. And those of you that know wormholes know that there's only R4 in them. So let's say that for wormholers, it's well, not sure that the fuel that this thing will required will actually be worth the output, the output. So that's going to be really interesting to see what will be happening with the moons, because
Yeah.
not it's like the only new thing that you can get in wormhole space, and not really usable. But not only that, I was thinking concerning those sovereignty hub. That's gonna be quite the pressure for nosec alliances to build those and rig those, because the rigs in the Ihub, they can be quite expensive for some, a few billions. And
Some of them, yes, for sure. Just ones that's very much expensive is the super capital construction array or something like that. That one is one of the more expensive ones, but it can only be used in nullsec and a certain system with a certain level of ADM as well. So there's also the question of ADM, how ADM is going to place into the whole equation of putting our resources there. And then is this going to be something that's like a fuel thing, like other structures, where is it going to be like right now we just put it down and then that's it, right? And we don't even know if it's going to be like an automatic switch during the downtime of June 11th, where every iHub and TCU will just be combined into one of this, and then just that's it. Or it's going to be a self-destruct of all iHub and TCUs. That will be a
that would be
disaster for
chaos.
a lot of systems, because that means there's no jump bridges, um, there's no upgrades for a month. So the transition of that would be definitely interesting.
Yeah, we know that
So
CCP is supposed to come out with additional information soon. Well,
yeah,
and
yeah.
like most CCPR that I've read was like saying it's not a soon TM, it's a real soon. So maybe like this Tuesday we'll get actually some information on that.
Yeah. And then like if they don't do the automatic switch, then the question is systems with different owners of iHub and TCU, what would they do with those?
Mm-hmm.
Are they gonna go with the TCU or they're gonna go with the iHub? Right. So it's like it's a very complicated path they have to navigate. And I'm very
Yeah.
interested to see what what kind of procedures and they would do to hopefully not anger people a lot again, because
Yeah, and like
yeah.
I'm quite sure that we'll get like as soon as they get information on the blueprints of those, like the information
Mhm.
that everything that needs to be built in a rush, we'll get let's say all the industrialists of this world busy a lot because
Mhm.
there's going to be a lot of all kinds of materials that's going to be required for them, and maybe materials that they don't yet have access. If well, that would be surprising, but we don't know sometimes.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of the cases
Oh,
where
actually, we got someone in like on the chat saying that there will be a transition period. It's from a CCP forum post. So thank you, chat. That's nice.
yeah, we'll see what that means and everything exactly.
Yeah, because like
uh
big groups that got like a few hundred system
yeah.
to care, that's gonna be, let's say, a lot of janitorial work and also a lot of opportunities for like other groups to, let's say, maybe change the front lines a bit. Because we know that there's another expansion coming later this year, and that's at the last, not the last FanFest. Yes, the last FanFest. CCP did announce that there's gonna be like changes to the way that those let's say nullsec um, power is gonna be meeting, and like with what we got in lowsec right now with the front lines, we can expect something like that.
Yeah, definitely different iHub mechanics when fighting with them. That's something, especially with the installment of Sino Jammers, like we have seen the last big war where you get the iHub, and if you're able to secure it, the keep starting that system is basically dead from the other side. You just Sino Jam it and then just let your own people in, and then Sino Jam everything else, and
Yeah,
that's
but
a
if
dead
you
keep
need
start.
to wait like 3 weeks to be able to get your cyano jammer.
I mean, that's what they did exactly for I think the entirety of Delph. So yeah, I mean, if you look at Daland, the top alliance has like 254 systems. Just imagine the amount of logistic need for all of them. That's
Yeah.
another thing. This if everything comes true, this may end up sparkling a higher demand for logistic team in a alliance, which means that more chances of spy. That's always something. Logistic is one of the
Wait,
things
what?
where
Like,
spies
there's spies in Eve?
yeah, but like if when it's the whole thing about like the corporation project. I think I've talked this before. Um, the distribution of the reward and everything is a way of um helping to prevent spies, or the other way around. Like it's more of if you give people access to wallets, to hangers, to whatever, that's always a chance of spying. That's always a chance of just an entire wallet of that gone, right?
Yeah,
So
or a lot
we
of
gotta
titans, or a lot of like
yeah,
there's a lot of possibility there.
yeah.
But
So
on like a broader side, the
uh
Ratter of this world will be quite happy to get into those new anomalies with as we can maybe understand here, capitals anomalies. But not only that, like those sky hook could actually be attacked by officer pirates,
yeah,
dreads, but also tightened. So
a
that's
lot of
gonna be
this
interesting.
a lot of this is down to the safety of those capital ships, more than like I have a very strong feeling that what's gonna happen is just you're gonna have some sort of beefy paladins or golems ratting those sites, and if it spawns a cap rat, and then it will be sino in on something else. Consistently keeping a dread on field sieged is something that's really dangerous nowadays. It's more about the safety of those ships rather than actually like ratting with like the difficulty of the anomalies. Sometimes, especially for officer rats, it depends on the level of the officer for sure, but it's a super only sometimes, so it's dangerous. But also, which means that if you have any officer loot right now, sell them. It's gonna go down in price, increase in supply.
Yep, you are right on that. And we got new ships coming up
Not
as like
combat
new
ones.
haulers. Yeah,
Yeah.
combat haulers.
Yeah, finally.
What about those?
It's basically another line of just entry level, and then cover ups, and then DST, and then freighters. So it's level 4 different kinds of haulers meant for different purposes. I'm assuming they're hauling the same kind of material. It
Well,
wasn't
maybe
really.
like the three new material that we were speaking about like a few
Yeah.
minutes ago. So I'm
Mhm.
guessing that those will be specialized into like into those, and that we got like the let's say the four basics like hauler that you can get. So the T1, the two T2, so like the Plugged Runner and the Deep Space. Then you got like the freighter, but no jump freighter yet, as we can see.
Yeah, it does say it's just for reagents. It seems like, but I don't know how massive. If we're assuming the same thing, it's the avalanche. The freighter is probably around like 1,000,000 M3 at
Mm-hmm.
the end. So yeah, like it's sometimes kind of scary to think that you need hauler to haul those things. So we have to assume the space that it would take up. It's it's not gonna be an easy job, and then for sure we are gonna be stocking up materials to build those ships for the patch.
Yeah, and
It's
also like chat is telling us that like they will also be able to hold PI,
yeah.
so they won't be only like for those new resources.
hmm I don't know if this is the ore ship that they were hinting in one of the trailers. They were hinting ore is building. I don't think so, because ore is hinting that it was building, like a smaller version of Orca rather than
Yeah,
like a
actually,
hauling ship.
I got a picture of it.
So
So
yeah,
in the video we got that.
yeah,
Which could be seen as a smaller version of the Orca.
yeah. Well then, like if so before Sideways, just want to finish the four new
Mhm.
ships. It's so sad that it's not a Triglavian hauling ship. I'm gonna say that right now. I wanted a Triglavian hauling ship for so long. Ever first seen that in a in Triglavian space, like they have the model and everything, right? So just you need to slap some like stats on it, and then we're done with and just put in a new ship out. Come on, you can do it. Takes like
Yeah,
not that much dev time, I hope, but yeah,
yeah, but like the story arc right now
yeah,
is not
yeah.
favorable for Triglavians.
Yeah, no, but for this, like the question will be like I understand that the need of like a battleship level, um, industrial command ship. Because if you think about it, there's a porpoise, there's the orca, and the Rorqual. Rorqual is definitely the cap, and then the porpoise is used to be the battle cruiser, or still be the battle cruiser version. It's amount around the same price, but the orca is the one that's deviated from its original place a lot. It used to be around 800 million, which is of course much more expensive than a standard battleship, but it's still within the range of sub capital. It is one of the ships that's very unique. It's in between um, cap and super cap. No, it's between a cap and a sub cap. But right now, with the price of nearly 2 billion ISK, that's not a sub cap anymore. That price is putting it right with some sort of like it's more expensive than Marauder. So I feel
Yeah,
like they need to
the
fill in
Orca that is, or that you're
the Orca, the
yeah.
Orca. Yeah, so they need to fill in the price gap between the Orca and the porpoise. They need to find something else. I feel like that's what they're trying to do. But the interesting thing will be what kind of role and bonuses is that going to be, because we already have the medium core for the porpoise and the large
Hmm.
core for the orca. So it's going to be another medium core ship, or it's going to be a large core ship, or what kind of role it's going to have, right? It's going to be, or it's going to be something that's specialized for mining those new materials, right? It's going to be, that's another thing that they haven't mentioned here, but they hinted in the trailer, which is kind of something that I was surprised at, that they didn't really mention this in Equinox, but it was mentioned in the trailer.
Yeah. Also, another thing that will be coming out in Equinox is the next version of the skin art that's going to be applied to the ships.
Yeah. This is another one of the promises they have made in, I think, last year's FanFest,
Yep.
like 2020, the 20 years FanFest. It's finally coming to the game. Of course, I'm waiting for all those structural skins and then the whole setup you can make. But yeah, this is one of the first steps.
Yeah, well, actually,
It's very
like
cool.
you're bringing a good point here, and we'll take a segue into it because chat might not have seen those, but that was what has been shown. And
Exactly this. Yeah,
we're not there.
that's this. I hope this will come out maybe the second update of the year, but this
Yeah.
is something that got me really excited when I saw this on the stream for the FanFest.
Yeah, because
Oh man, like if imagine this as a Keepstar, but like in the home system of a big alliance, just a few titans parked on it constantly, and then you have like trees around it.
yeah, like and holograms, like look at those skins, like it looks
Mhm.
sick.
Yeah.
It's
This.
but not only that, like they were speaking about statues.
Hmm.
We got like well, actually, this one is not a structure.
Yeah, this is something I think that's coming with the
Yeah,
custom
um,
skin.
but also atmosphere,
Hmm.
all around. They spoke about like
Yeah.
interiors,
Yeah.
different kinds of interiors for different things.
Hmm.
It was like really interesting, and we got like those holograms here to maybe show more of the
Yeah.
like
Kill mark
kill
system, I
mark
think they
system and
mentioned.
stuff like that. Exactly.
Yeah.
So
That's something that's also waiting on. Like it's one of the things where people got so hyped for it, and then there's nothing follow up. Hologram is, I think they've started to experiment on some of them. Maybe the leaks were right or not, but
hmm.
it's something that they mentioned and nothing. Yeah, no, I don't think we've actually seen any of them.
Because one of those things that we saw actually was like an Easter egg in the Easter egg. Because like
Hmm.
at Easter, like they were like showing like this big chocolate that I've cut a bit to show like the behind the scene here, where
Yeah,
like it's actually like the skin art that is there. So
yeah.
pretty clever. But we now have more information concerning this thing here.
Hmm.
So go ahead.
Yeah, the holograms. One of the things we're gonna see is actually one of the skins. I think the Aurora skins, or some of the one of the Christmas skins, where I think on some of the
Yeah,
ship
like
you can see the holograms outside with like, especially Titans and Super Carriers, very obvious. But even with like the Gilas and stuff like that, they're very obvious as well. But yeah, like with this one, of course, like I said here, design your own design at your own fingertips, and then sequence and share, organize collection and hub awaits. So basically, you can design your own, trade your design to other people. But I believe they talked about this in the FanFest, also mentioned here, where it's calculated in Plex.
yes. That has been
Yeah.
confirmed. Not only in the on the blogs, but also when we interviewed CCP. Oh man, I don't remember their name. Like it was here on TIS. You can
Hmm.
watch the interview on YouTube. We interviewed like two CCP back in October, if I remember correctly, and that's really something that they want to put forward. It's the use of plexus to let's say crystallize your creation so that it's like making a brand new skin that you can then like sell or give in a different way. So that's going to be a new market for them. But just to be clear, like when you start only with the basics, colors, and let's say design, and after that, like during the game, for in like let's say, like you're doing different daily activity or monthly that we'll get into it, you can then unlock skin or new skins. Maybe even like I don't know if CCP will get them on, let's say CCP partners to give away so that we could like give a one now. How amazing would that be? Or maybe in the drops and like all kind of patterns. Will we be also able maybe to like put our alliance logo like on the ship and like really really big, so that it could be like really interesting to see. So yeah, like that's gonna be something that will bring people, let's say, to be proud of who they are.
Yeah, it says here is oh, based on variety of design elements and complexity of the skin. So I hope, for example, your own alliance logo and your corporation logo will be one of the choices that you have to put on there. So like a fleet of green, no, what's like a fleet of black and white panda logos from Fact of like I don't know like nightmares or something like that. That would be cool to see. But
Yeah,
again, like in this will only like for you chilling on the Keepstar and just to admire the creation you make. In a big battle like those, it's called Control Shift F9, just full on dark mode. And then you're not gonna see any of that. No, but yeah.
yeah. Well, maybe. Actually, I think it's gonna help, getting more, let's say, like into the game. We got a question for the chat, from the chat. Sorry, concerning the PI and the sky hook. So we'll just come back here. It was saying is existing PI changing in this, or are these changes adding new PI? So the information that we got up to now is no, because CCP has even given out like a new, let's say, a planetary entrepreneur package, so that you can get into PI. So if they were to change it, it won't be necessarily the right way to put it forward.
Mm-hmm. And also, there hasn't been a gigantic price change for PI, I believe, because they're not only related in like iHub and stuff like that, because iHub does require a lot of PI, but also capital ship equipments and a lot of T2 ship module construction. They're all requires PI. So PI goes a long way. I don't think there will be a completely rehaul of PI whatsoever. It will be more things added to it, or like those reagents or those power things that will be like going alongside with it. Yeah. And the CCP also answered in one of the forum posts where access PI elsewhere will not be affected. It will still be accessed by POCO, which is the same way that we have always been. But accessing in NOSEC maybe will be changing with the new Sovereign Hub system with the Skyhook.
Yeah, because there's actually something concerning the skyhook here, that and the moons, because what I've read, don't remember exactly where, is that those Mythinox moon drill will be linked to the skyhook of the planet that they are orbiting. But if it's also something that can be deployed in lowsec, and that lowsec cannot have skyhooks, um, how will that work? I don't know.
Yeah, so this will be very much just an automated moon drill. So like that this just basically I hope it guarantees the profits from conquering systems, so there are actually a value of conquering new systems rather than just be able to sit on our own ones.
Yeah.
So, um,
So yeah, like we'll see like what those new resources that the Skybreaker will be providing from like either
mhm.
planets or suns will actually bring. But that certainly is going to be a game changer for nullsec and all those new structure that will be requiring them. But actually, that's not all. Like, there's also other stuff that are coming our way with this this extension, and one of them is for corporation management.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this is one of the things that's, like I said, PCB pushing for the last few new updates. Corporation management methods, and then corporation projects. That's one of the more exact examples that we've seen in game. So we new overhaul the UI, which is kind of a nice thing, I would say. The old UI is the one we have right now. It's not that good. It's not that good.
You're so polite.
Yeah. it's I yeah, it's something that, like, especially if you want to give roles to someone, yeah, it's gonna take you like 5 minutes just give one person some sort of role, and then if it's like industrial out, if a corporation is doing some industry together, oh man, that kind of work is just able to click all that. It will make you like, after that you're like, I'm logging out for today, like this is it. But yeah,
Yeah, like
it's
you need to make sure that you really understand like what
yeah.
role you'll be doing, because earlier we were speaking about spies and how they can empty a corp. So like those little clicks and save, like you can be one click away to actually like lose your own your like the asset of your whole organization. So that is not good. So be sure, people, that on the 11th of June, you'll be really, really, really like on let's say attentive on those changes, so that the correct accesses are given to the correct people, so that you don't lose too much stuff like after this downtime on like the 11th of June.
So one thing that they are mentioning here, which is a huge thing, that I don't think we should be overlooked at, which is the SRP.
Oh yeah, like,
The
yeah, for the
automation of SRP. Yeah, this is one of the huge things. Okay, I don't know if enabling on a corp level is really worth it or not, but like, because right now most big alliances use SRP programs, so this may be just a step away, and then maybe not change much. I would imagine, because um like I said, like, just most SRP are sent from the alliance wallets. It's alliance ops most likely. There are only a few big corporations that can act on their own, even nowadays. So majority of the games probably will not use that much, but you can see some sort of help. And I hope this will be experiment for CCP, that alliance level of ship replacement programs will be happening later down the line. Just like
yeah.
the corporation fitting and the alliance fitting, they started with corporation fitting for ages, and then only added alliance fittings. They're like, corporation fitting is not that useful, because alliance doctrines you have to be saved individually by corps. So why don't we just add alliance fitting? And then I hope this will be the same kind of trial and error, and then see if things will work out for the corp, and they'll add just something for the alliance as well.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty confident that like at some point we'll get those like maybe in like this in this expansion or the one after that, because they did, let's say, kind of announced it last like FanFest. I'm just trying to see to get the right image. So not this one, neither this one. Those are the logi that we got. Uh, just to me, okay. Sorry, chat. Like
Yeah.
I do remember that it was like redact alliance redacted.
Yeah.
Like in one of the here we go. I got
Yeah,
it.
there we go. Yeah.
So it's alliance redacted for the future Corp project.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully this will be something. Okay. And there's also something called interconnected projects, which is also, I think, hopefully will be one of the methods that they're handing out, just a new one.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would like so that you can get like a whole chain of let's say like of production. So once this is done, the next project for that corp is then like active. So that way you can get like multiple things at the same like from a same let's say process.
Mm-hmm.
So just imagine like you start something, let's say in Jita, so that you can get like all this stuff, like in let's say one place, and after that like there's a contract for hauling that goes in the other place, and then you get into like production, and you got like a new project, and everything is just automated from there. Would be
Yeah.
awesome. Then
I
you can
also, I
just
also hope,
duplicate it.
yeah, I also hope there'll be like the way I interpret interconnected means it can be a link between different corporations because there are corps. It's very common to see a holding corp, an industrial corp, and your own main corp.
Mm-hmm.
So, like a connected project from all of them will be something that will be cool to see. I know it's not something that's really um, urgently needed compared to, let's say, Alliance XRP. I hope they put more of the dev time on that, but it will be something that's cool to see as well. Like if you can reward something that's from your own logistic corp hauling from Jita down, and then you can also reward that pilot with same thing for industry in your own industry corps. Right, there's kind of thing where it's very niche. I would say it's not something that
Yeah.
everyone do.
And also, like, what's gonna be great is like being able not only to do that, like, let's say alliance level, and actually people don't do they see? No, they don't see it. Sorry, people. Like, I thought it was here. Alliance redacted was there. Sorry. And with that, I lost my idea. So you were saying?
I was saying the like different corporations combined together, but also it here says like salt in local. That's another thing that this reminds me memory of like non-member. Maybe just a mute button, honestly.
Mm.
Like just a if this person is not in my alliance or in my corp, I will mute that person in local. It'll be fun.
Yeah, sure. Why
Right.
not?
Because the amount of we have all experienced that in a big fight where there are like 3,000 people in local. Some people have a bad mouse, but like you just don't want to avoid that or just turn off local completely. Just shrink the thing to like 0.
Oh well, actually, like you now opened a door for a wormholer about let's say the delayed local, or let's say everything that could make roaming more, let's say, productive. Because let's say that I roam with my buddies and I get into XY system, then in a few seconds, like someone's gonna get it into the intel, and then like it's really hard to get on any kind of target. And let's say that I get there with, I don't know, like a little fleet of like, let's say 5-7 people, getting dropped by 50 people is like, well, not it's not like, let's say, like the kind of gameplay that you would like to encourage. Like, help people learn the game and learn how to play it. So yeah, delayed local is really something that I'm looking into it, or maybe a structure that you need to fuel, and like if you fuel it and if you got the right rig, well then you can have local, because still no sec should be more dangerous than high sec. And yeah, exactly.
There are two things I want to say with that. One is blackouts. We have all know what happened in blackout.
Yeah, but like
Uh,
if you can control it, and that you have people that needs to work to get like the place, let's say, safer, and that if the place is fueled, that you got the right rigs, no problem. But just imagine that you can attack the structure and get the local out, or if you can hack the structure, that you can get the local out. That would be like really, really, really fun.
Yeah. But it also brings the idea of rational expectation. I know this is a very economic concept, but I'm using it here, where people are going to act based on the most credible and relevant information out there, which is not if they know this would happen. Instead of they will, let's say, duck up when they see someone 3 jumps out, they will duck up when there's someone like
Yeah,
8 jumps out,
they're
5
gonna
jumps out.
get duck up and log off.
Yeah. So what you're doing is not really like if someone 3 jumps out, you may have had a chance. If you see someone is like 3 jumps out, you're not even gonna have a chance for that. So like it's all about action or reaction. That's why we say being transparent is also always good, but CCP is not really being transparent, as we can see how many redacted things there are. But yeah,
Yeah, well, it's
Yeah.
semi-transparent.
Yeah, people will act based on you're not gonna expect people to act the same way once you change something. That's not gonna work.
Yeah, like they
You-
do need to do like a little incrementation of this, but let's say like lore wise, why should Concord pay for the ozone of systems that are not used? Why shouldn't it be like the sovereign player that pay for the fuel that they get into their own jump gate? Well, their own Stargate.
Yeah, I mean, little change will have little
So
react.
yeah, so there's like
Oh,
I think like a way to get into something that you can get a counterplay, and people will not just get like a lot of system that they cannot even own if it was not of let's say empty spaces not really used, but they just want to hoard a lot of like a system just because well they can. So
well,
yeah.
those systems will be valuable. I mean, that's the whole point of Equinox. I feel like just to add value to those systems, right? To have the automatic moon drill, to have the automated resource collection, right? That's the whole point of just passive income for alliances and corporations.
Yeah.
Yes, again, nobody's gonna show you their uh, like how well they manage each things, but CP has been pushing in the direction of um, adding fundings, I guess, to to people, to alliances and corporations. But
Yeah, someone in chat is actually like agreeing with me that the Stargate Disruptor might be a good idea. Yeah,
yeah,
well, yeah. We'll see. Maybe at some point with Vanguard, you'll be able to jump into a Stargate and like just unplug something, that to like yeah, just get the gate off. That would be really funny. But still, let's go back into the main subject. We were speaking of Corp, actually, a stronger organization. And yeah, not that yet. But yeah, stronger
Mhm.
organization. So that's going to be all great stuff that are coming our way that will help not only leaders of alliances and their director officers, but also the member that are like just using the menu and that want to get involved with their group, with the opportunities that they will get to make let's say all the project more easily accessible for those members. So I think that we'll get even better stuff right there. Will there be up to the alliance level at this patch? Not sure. Maybe at the next one, because we know that we got another big expansion coming up, later, this year. I think it's
Mhm.
Q4 if I remember. So we'll see.
Yeah, there's. I hope they're going at the right direction, but I hope they understand that like a lot of things are acted on alliance level rather than corp level. So yeah,
Yes,
that's one
depending on the
thing.
structure, because
Yeah,
some are like operating on the corporation level, so on like some are only operating on alliance level, and some are
Mhm.
only operating on coalition level.
Yeah. But I think SRP is just one of the things where like I don't really have heard people doing SRP corporation. Like if you're in an alliance, and if you're not
Yeah,
in an
well,
alliance,
like
then
depend, because like you got some corporation that are let's say specialized into blops, and that will
yeah.
do like only like SRP for their own people. But yeah, like having it on alliance level, I think if you're right, for a lot of people that would be more effective.
I just think like yeah, if you're designing something, so I guess people theoretically like predicted like thought something like that, but it's so hard to actually implement. But if you're actually able to do it, and that and then to make it work, I think you want to benefit as many people as you can. That's the
Yeah.
thing so we'll see if this will be like later on improved for other for like alliance level SRP. Yeah.
Yeah. So we also got other stuff.
Hmm.
We got capable capsuleers. Well, there's a few stuff here. What can you tell us about that?
So this is another one of those air journey path that CP has been trying to create. This, oh my god, it's been a year, I think, or more than a year even right now since the whole rework of um, the tutorial basically. Right now they added a monthly progression track, which is the daily goal, and there's also a like long-term goal with like meaningful activities, as they say. And then of course Alpha and Omega will get different value of rewards. So there'll be new goals and new rewards, a new type of rewards. So there will
Yeah.
be Plex and Skinners, which
So
is something that I don't think we have seen beforehand. This is
yeah, Plex is actually
new.
the first time that we
Yeah.
see them, and like as you were saying, like if it keeps this visual, like as you were saying, Alpha, Omega, and then the Omega can get their Plex there. So my understanding is that like you got your dailies, and that would be the monthly, let's say tracker. It seems like you got like let's say 10-day left, and if that's like a day each, then you got like you got all those 8 days to go through, or maybe like those, so it would be maybe 10 days, I don't know. So that would be quite interesting to see, like
Mhm.
yeah, like Evermart, because like you want to look good, Skinarb to get to be sure that you get those new let's say motive, not motive, but like designs,
Mhm.
colors, shades. I don't know, like all those that we spoke earlier. Isk, Plex, that's great, but the the skill point are really far. Like that's actually like a bit surprising for me.
Yeah, like I'll put like Plex on the end, but I guess um, I mean always
Yeah,
skill
maybe
point is
it's
always
like
the
three
last thing.
Plex.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah, if it's three Plex, yeah, no, like I would rather give like 25 million ISK. Oh no, that's 50 million ISK. Yeah, just 50 million ISK. Plex are not that expensive for alpha players out there. Like they're not as like some sort of prestige things that it's 5 million per piece. So if it's three Plex, that's 15 million, and yeah, that's all you're getting.
Yeah, but
So
sometimes like it's worth more than some other stuff that they might get you for, well, for free, let's say.
yeah, yeah, like the ironic thing, if like the ISK that the alpha player get will like if the market fluctuates and it gets more than the Plex, yeah, that'll be something.
Mm.
But yeah. Yeah, I like the like to get the Skinner thing, but also like if we're since we're here, there's Evermarks. I don't think there's an expansion of usage of Evermarks in this patch because the Skinner it seems like it's only a Plex thing.
Yeah, well, the
So
Evermarks, like it depends if we got like more information on the structure, because I'm guessing that if you want to improve your structure at some point, as we were like viewing on the last fan fest, what they announced, like with the atmosphere, the statues, the
mhm.
trees or whatever, I'm guessing that it's gonna be like requiring more Evermarks.
Yeah, well, I hope the things they haven't even mentioned it here. Like they mention a lot of things in that fan fest that we are still not seeing like actualization of them. So I hope it will be something, but right now I think at least for me, I'm saving up those Evermarks for like holograms and those like structure stuff and those like big cool
Yeah,
like
well, actually,
ball of fire that you can put on your ship.
yeah,
But
but
like
to be fair, they did deliver a really great percentage of what they announced up to now. I actually
that's
got
fair, yeah.
their like
Mhm.
the whole like 100 slides of the fan fest, it's what I'm showing here, and a lot of have been provided. So like yeah, I cannot be mad right now, because
Yeah,
most of the thing
that's fair,
is
yeah.
going that way. There's some project that we haven't heard much. Like if I'm looking, there was supposed to be like a 4x game at some point.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think one of the things you've shown before was like the
mm,
UX improvement, like they said the last point.
mm,
It says experience of the thrill of undocking a new ship with immediate notification and get a clear understanding on the ship roles and prerequisites. remember the thing where you showed in the one of the FanFest FanFest pictures
Mm-hmm.
that like there are like things around the ship, like in Jita basically. There are so many information about that. I think it'll be something like that, but like, and there's also the question of is that going to be very clearly read or not? But yeah, that's another question.
Yeah,
Because
well,
it's
that's a
hard to read sometimes the text on there.
yeah.
Especially like if you turn on like low quality on your setting and stuff like that. But yeah, that's another question of viability, I guess.
Yeah, indeed, because we will that's always like a concern when you get like some of the updates. Like, will my machine be able to still run it?
Yeah, yeah.
And like those kind of question. But as of now, let's say that I'm pretty confident that most of the machines will be able to run like the
Yeah.
update. There's not like something saying, oh, like we will like update like this like tenfold, and no, like it seems to be like improvements of stuff that we like kind of already got. Like it's like new structure should not be like demanding more of your machines. Like you got what else, like goals for corporations should not be like more machine intensive. The skin are, well, it's skin, so it should not be an issue also.
Yeah.
So I can think that on that way, like the next patch should be quite okay, like on
Yeah.
that
Also,
end.
chat pointed out that 4X game was the board game announcement.
Well, actually, there was two. Like, to be
Yeah.
fair, because you are right, there was the board game, but there's also like this 4X game, like here, Galaxy
Oh, this
Conquest.
one.
Yeah. So like,
Wait, is that Echo?
no. This
It's
this
not
is
Echo, right?
the
Okay. Yeah.
new thingy.
Okay. Okay.
So like kind of like that's one of the screenshots that I took at like on the moment, but
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I feel like I recognize a similar game to this. I don't know. I don't remember.
well, yeah, like
Yeah.
yeah, I know what you mean. But yeah, so that would be Eve Galaxy Conquest. But Chet also the point out the project that Rick Jarvis is working on. So this one here. So that's is gonna be really interesting, and I can't wait to get my box and play.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so this one, like the Eve starter, like Kickstarter is has already be done. Oops, it's wrong
Yeah.
slide. It's alright, too much slide.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that game's gonna be like crazy fun,
Yeah. And what's the
and
last
that's
one?
pretty much it. There something
Vanguard.
that
Yeah.
we've missed?
It's a
Chat.
Vanguard. It's a Vanguard thing, I think.
Oh yeah, the Vanguard thing. I
That's the
don't have.
last
Yeah,
bit,
well,
but yeah,
that's right
just
now.
yeah, it's yeah. There's a Vanguard test thing happening right now. There'll be a big one, I think, from June 20th to July 1st. So have that download. It's a pretty big game, I'll say. It's very much in, like, last time I played, at least, it's very much in beta, very much beta. Not maybe even alpha, but like it's very raw. So take it. Like, it's not the final product, so don't compare it with, like, say, Battlefield or some like other like well made games, like FPS wise. But um, yeah, it's gonna be one of the things, or like we haven't seen much of the impact of Vanguard on, or any announcement of that from Vanguard to the real Eve world. But it's gonna be something I hope they will put out later on. But yeah,
Wait a minute. What do you mean?
the like if Vanguard's gonna have like any impact on Eve, like actual game wise, like they have said there will be an impact, but they have never said what it is.
Oh well, that like yeah, there's an impact depending on the contract that you're doing.
Mhm.
Like you're either helping the like the pirates or the empire,
Yeah.
on depending on the contract that you're succeeding. So that's already that's in already.
Yeah, and yeah, there's I think it's something that's still very much yeah, I think goes all together with the Skyhook and the new Poco and stuff like that. Um, This will
Yeah.
be all those like planetary stuff that will be happening.
Yeah, so we
Yeah.
got a lot of planetary stuff, nullsec extension. So this year is really focused on the nullsec stuff. So if you're a nullsecer, you'll get like some extra content this year. So be happy and be ready if you're an industrialist, because you'll have a lot of stuff to build and fast. So yeah, get all that you need to be ready for that for that expansion. And on this, who we're gonna be rating. So don't move, people. We will be running
Yes.
those credit. Well, actually, Shen, was there something else that you
There are a
want?
few things. One thing is the Brave Bellicose Day. That will be a Sino virtual
Okay.
happening. That will happen. Let me see what. So there'll be a Sino visual happening, in the headquarters system of K7D for Brave. It will be happening tomorrow, April 29th for 24 hours. So it's a Sino visual in memory of all fallen capsuleers. So that's something I want to put out just for people to know. There's another thing, which is the anniversary patch with an anniversary event that's happening in 2 days. 30th of April running until the 30th May. So same as before, there will be skill points. There will be, I'm assuming, Evermarks, the old SOT ships.
Yeah, well, all the SOT ships. So you'll get the
Praxis,
metamorphosis, the
Gnosis, yeah.
Praxis is like one that is really used. The Gnosis and the Sunesis, and there's missing a few, but still, like all those ships that are like cheaper than the other one, and that you can get your new bros into it really really fast, so that they can follow you in your adventures. Well,
From chat, I just mentioned like Vanguard does affect system suppression insurgencies. Just that's only the faction warfare, like pirate faction warfare.
yep.
But yeah, it's something. But like, yeah, this is something. But I guess LP will be something that will be added later on. It'll be fun too. But yeah,
There's a lot that can be done, indeed.
yeah. But so back to the anniversary. Like, so that will be running for a month. That's one of the two biggest events of the old time, I would say. One is the anniversary patch, and one is the Yule festival, which is in December for the Christmas one. Yeah, so this is one of the event where it will be focusing on Abyss. Surprisingly, we have never had something like that before.
Sorry, what will be focusing on the Abyss?
The new event for the Capsuleer Day. At least that's what is shown on the image that they put out on that one. I'm putting it up right now. Like, it's something that's caught me at least by surprise for sure.
Okay, so do you think that we'll get the Abyss battleground back? It would be nice.
Oh well, I think there will be like at least some sort of new filaments, maybe. Like maybe different one, harder ones, easier ones. We don't know about that, but yeah, like it's I would say it's very much heavily hinted that there will be Abyss related. I don't know if it's Abyss filaments or Abyss like sites, like the conduit sites. Maybe they will be coming back as the as the new event site. So yeah.
Yeah.
It's just everything. Like there will be 650,000 skill points and 26,500 Ivermarks, and then also the SOCT ships. Yeah, it's starting very soon, and it's gonna be fun. It's one of the fun events of the year.
Nice. Yep. This one is coming. They're okay. And also, we're at the end of the month of April. It has been quite, let's say, heavy on the content with the Anger game that just finished. Most of you just came from it, so you know. But we also had Frigate Free for All. We had a bunch of Eve meets. April, it was really crazy. Now we're stepping out in May soon with the whole month. is gonna be an event. So don't miss it. That's where you, like as Shen was saying, like there's a lot of stuff to get there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So on this, Capsuleers, we'll be rating someone, and we'll be seeing you next week for another Talking in Station. Au revoir.
Bye.
Kokina semdol ka ke mo fa seda.